Elizabeth Kubler-Ross wrote her book on death and dying in 1969, and subsequent to that, at Vanderbilt, we began to teach a course on dying and death for medical students and for social workers and for nurses and for divinity school students. This was the very beginning of a great emphasis that all of us felt on a multidisciplinary approach to taking care of dying patients. Most patients were dying in hospitals, and many of them did not wish to do so. They wanted to die at home.
Most people saw death as some failure, physicians included, so nobody really wanted to deal with it. It was kind of off limits and over there. And to bring it into the light, I think, was the real challenge.
Being with someone when they're born is a privilege, and being with somebody when they die is a privilege as well. And that's frankly what the Bartons, along with the 4 other members of the team that founded Alive Hospice, did. They've given Nashville an opportunity to be able to have people have the privilege of a journey through the end of their life as well.
We wanted to take away the idea of a dying patient and really give the person personage and have them be a living person as opposed to a dying patient. That whole idea of the multidisciplinary care team was to meet all of the needs of the person, not the patient, in ways that would help them feel as connected in every sense of the word as they could.
You know, somebody always has to do it first, and that isn't always an enviable place to be because you don't know if it's going to work. If we can look at 1974, the way we handled death in this society is essentially we didn't handle it at all. We tried to keep you alive until your very last breath. What the Bartons said is, let's take the chaos out of that. Let's make it peaceful. Let's make it gentle, so that when the time comes to actually exit stage right, it's done in a pain-free, peaceful manner. And that goes against the grain. That was not embraced by the medical community, but the Bartons made it work.
Except for David, who thought it was going to become a nationwide movement, and he was right, and we were wrong. I don't think anyone could have foreseen the impact that Alive has had.
I was the person who got together a group of 9 people in this very room where we're sitting in December the 18th, 1974. It was a very, very cold winter night. The challenge of getting this started without a model and without a solid economic base was significant.
This was a group of 9 people with no money. So it was a lot of volunteer effort, a lot of people that really cared trying to push that rock uphill.
One of the people I should mention who was critical to the formation of Alive Hospice was Dr. John Flexner. Sometimes when I was lost in some of my philosophical directions and coming up with concepts and ideas, John was saying, when are we going to get started seeing patients? A young woman named Linda Cummings, who was one of the people that was in this room the night that we met and Alive Hospice was in essence founded, had metastatic melanoma. She was someone who had not only made considerable contributions to our direction, but she also furnished us with a tremendous amount of information about how to actually take care of a dying patient. She died at age 34, and she is someone that I'll never forget.
So David and Lynn, thank you to you and those members that were in your living room on that November evening for what you've done for Alive Hospice, what you've done for Middle Tennessee, what you've done for hospice and palliative care in the United States. But most importantly, David and Lynn, thank you for the thousands and thousands and thousands of lives that have been so powerfully, positively touched by what you started 40 years ago.